What is the flaw of the main character
Um,
that makes a family moving in with him a terrible thing for him?
he's just not. He's not the family guy. He's not. He doesn't have the capacity for it. He's not one of those people who's meant to be the nurturer and caretaker.
Yeah, I
and,
see.
You know, he's really independent and.
Okay, well, another way to kind of get to a specific flaw, because I hear what you're saying,
Right.
and that can work. But as we try to get more specific with it, and the more specific you can be in this stage of planning your script, the more freedom you'll have on your pages later. If you can really nail down and be specific, then you're free to kind of explore those specifics later. So your character has an external want, but an internal need. Most of the time in movies, a character will have an external want that's pretty tangible. The job, the girl, the money, the divorce, you know, whatever it is that they want. And the internal need is usually some kind of a psychic wound, something the character's not really aware of that needs fixing. Sometimes they'll have a faint awareness of it. You know, so, and you know what the Rolling Stones said, right? So you cannot get what you want until you get what you need. So he's going to have some kind of external want. And maybe it is to be closer to his daughter. But his need is, you know, something deeper that he is not necessarily aware of. Now, the obvious to me would be that his need is to forgive himself for not having been a good father before. Maybe he's really hard on himself about that. So he wants to be a good father, but he's so mad at himself that he never did it before. It's sort of like we live in California, right, where we have earthquakes and these continents pushing up against one another. So if you take the need and the want, usually some tension between those two things, because I want this, but I can't get it, and I'm not sure why. So I'll have this steam letting off of my flaw. You saw Legally Blonde, right?
Yeah.
Right. So what did she want at the top of the script?
The guy.
She wanted the guy to marry her, right? Right, that was it. What did she need, would you say?
I guess she needed to realize who she was and that she was...
Yeah, that she was
she
okay.
didn't need the guy,
it's not about getting the guy. Exactly. But so if the person has the want of I want the guy, but the need to be okay herself, what was her flaw? How did she cope with that want and need that just weren't matching up?
Her persona that she put on was...
She put on a mask. She was vain and shallow and silly, and that covered up this need to really be taken seriously because she didn't know she had that need until she goes to Harvard in the second act, and now she's a fish out of water, and she sees that her mask doesn't work at Harvard. So she has two choices: get out or assume a new identity and really get into that and learn who she is. So her want changes drastically, right? She doesn't want the guy in the end, she wants to win the case. So she journeys, if you were to describe her at the top of the script, as a vain, shallow, you know, silly girl from Beverly Hills, to a person who still has some of those qualities and traits because they're funny, but who is intelligent and educated and takes herself seriously and has new goals